Hi, everybody. Nick Blasier here again with another after the fact commentary video on a recording that Mate did at the Monte Carlo World Championships this year. A really exciting matchup between Kazuki Okada and Victor Ashkenazi. And I think this one ended in a little bit of drama, if I remember right, too. There was some situation with clock time and an illegal play was made and all these things, if I'm remembering the right match. We'll see. I haven't watched through it yet. But so it seemed like an exciting one. And also, I mean, just two really strong players. So it should be a blast to, see how they navigate a match. Probably really strong play from both of them. So excited to hop into this one. I'll be continuing to do, hopefully, I don't know, something like one of these a week or something. We'll see how many I can get out. Split them into pieces a lot of times too, so you don't have a 2 hour video to watch necessarily. But yeah, these are fun, and I hope to do more of them. If there's any matches you want to see in particular as well, you can let us know. I think probably anything that's on the channel already is fair game for us to go back over. So browse through Mate's videos and let us know what you want to see, or if there's something from a tournament that you're wondering if it got recorded, any players in particular. Help us pick stuff out. Before I get started, I mean, you see the stuff all over the screen, but as of making this video, I'm about halfway to my Cyprus goal. I am trying to raise funds to purchase a flight to go there and do commentary. So if you want to hear me do more live stuff during the Cyprus tournament while that's going on, please consider helping me out. You can donate at Venmo or PayPal. Yeah, we're like halfway to that $1,500 goal. And my book's available too. I'm figuring out all kinds of cool ways to find people in person and try to get that out to more people. But it's available on Amazon. I posted it around on Facebook and Backgammon Strategy and things like that. But if you already have it too, I don't know. I'm really not sure how to get out to everyone out there that might be interested in the book. So if you just want to share my website or something like that too and let people know that way, I really appreciate it. There's a cool thread going on Backgammon Strategy, I think, right now, where someone was asking for exactly this book, and a bunch of people were able to point them in the right direction. So stuff like that's so cool when the community comes together to let people know what's going on. So I don't know. I think I need everyone's help there, and I keep exploring ways to market it better and get out to more people. But yeah, feedback's really good on it so far. I'm pretty happy with it, proud that it's helping people out. I think that's really cool. Already thinking about what my next book needs to be. But okay, without further ado, let's make sure I remember the XG feed. and, and we'll hop up to the media source here, and I gotta press play at exactly the same time. There we go. Okay. Here we go. 2-1. Interesting that Kazuki's going to pause to think about this, and even more interesting to me that it's actually a split at this score. I thought slot was automatic. Surprising. Kazuki apparently has some idea about that already. People never cease to find ways to impress me here. 4-2, hitting down seems pretty standard. Good stuff. 5-2. What do we do when we can't hit on the 5? I guess, yeah, just make the 11 point. Why not? Why not? Nope. Sorry. We'll get that in there. And we got a 3-1 from Victor. Is going to point on head. Very strong. When it puts a blot in the air, seems like no decision between making the anchor. Strong start for Victor. Kazuki not allowed to leave a checker on the 24 points. So he'll come out to the bar. That seems strong. And Victor already, I think, can be thinking about the cube, but still got a little bit ways to go. Strong advantage to start. 5-3. What is this going to do? Probably clean up and try to consolidate the lead. Yeah, I like this 11-8 and get a back checker moving. Why not? Why not? See what he comes. Yep. Okay. Best play too. 3-2. Kazuki's staying alive, hitting. That's going to be strong. And should he split from the back as well and try to fight for an anchor now? That seems like the best deuce. I don't see really any other use. Getting back in this game a little bit. 6-6. Ooh, inopportune fan for Victor. Kazuki on the front foot now, but still needs some improvement before he's going to be in the lead in this game, I think. 5-4 looks like it wants to anchor, but I don't see a strong 5 for that. With that, maybe it's fine to just hit on the ace and take the tempo. Every other 5 looks so destructive. So if we don't do that, maybe we can just play all the way around to the 9 and forget about the anchor. I'm not sure. My instinct would be to anchor and hit on the ace maybe, though. Look at this. 11 to 6 is a reasonable play, too. That's not one that I was really finding. Maybe just 22 all the way around would be reasonable, too. But okay, I like the play he finds here. This makes sense to me. What does Victor come up with? Double twos? Okay. Going to make the anchor for sure. Or we're going to enter on the 23 to 2, of course. And then we can make the best three-point board. So it's really hard to come up with a reason to pass that up other than having an advanced anchor like our opponent. And so he's going to go for that. I guess that can make some sense. Okay. Reasonably close, but he finds the best play. 3-2. Yeah, now that we've got the bar point, we don't need to mid as much, so we can just bring 2 down. That seems like a reasonable play to me. It's interacting with the anchor well now. And I am no longer completely certain who's winning, but it still looks like Victor's got the better position here. 5-2. I think he's just in a mutual holding game with a small race lead. I think he's just looking for solid plays to try to bring that home. Does he need to unstack 6 to 4 or something like this? I guess he doesn't want to make the 5 stack, so there's some reason to it. Kazuki still has a blot on the ace. It's hard to hit and clean up. So maybe we can go a little more pure and try to make an improvement. Instead of playing really stiff and having to deal with the next roll when that blot on the ace is maybe covered. Look at this. This is not a play that I was considering. Lose it on the ace. I guess it disconnects from the anchor, but yeah, this slotting play makes more sense if we're going to find something bold to me. At least we make the next point kind of thing. 3-1. I don't even think we really want to hit this here. It's just so nice to make the 5 point. This does look pretty reasonable too. It takes over the race, so maybe that is the play actually. Yeah, and it's pretty sizable too. Okay, it's tricky to imagine hitting with no board. You know, I can get stumped by those as well. And all of us have that default of when in doubt, we should just make the 5. We know it's always very strong. 2-6 can cover, but then we don't have a great 6 with it. So play B is just 13 to 5. Maybe I'd rather have a 3-point board and unstack the 8, though. It looks more flexible and a stronger board, so I think I would go with that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice that we could make the 2-point. That's going to be a compelling option for Victor. He can play with no blots here now that his opponent has a little bit of board. And he sees that he definitely wants to play that 6 and doesn't want to go for the 13 to 5. And so after that, yeah, do we want to leave a blot and let aces hit? Or go for the purity, and he finds the best play again here, too. Long term, it's just going to be so much nicer to have the rack. 1-3 is going to hit for sure, and we have the fine 11 to 8. So why not go for that? What does play B here? Seems very strong, yeah. All right. And now Kazuki with a small racing lead. If he can be missed, then he just needs to get the back checker moving. But he's hit. And I think Victor's going to continue on up to that anchor, I presume, for mobility, but it doesn't necessarily give him more. He has a lack of 6s, and he has a 6 from where he's playing. So can he make an argument for playing 8 to 5, keeping more diversified? It's, that's really tricky. My instinct says to just come up to the anchor, but now that I mean, if I spent more time on it, I'm not sure. Maybe I would pick 8 to 5 here. Hope that it helps me attack the back blot when he doesn't enter as well. Yeah. And of course, it's when you... I mean, I understand this play. I think XG doesn't like these because it seems to be spending a lot of timing when what we need to do is escape those back checkers without deteriorating our front checker. We don't necessarily want that checker 8 to 5. It just limits our options down the road. Those are very tricky, though. Oh, this 2-4 for Kazuki. It looks like the numbers are going to play better, and we're going to have an attacker and all these things, so I totally understand the play by Victor. But this 4 is not strong for him. I think the nicest thing to give up is 10 to 6. Yeah, I don't know what else there is there. 11 to 7 is a little better, almost tied, actually. Okay, very interesting. At least it doesn't leave a direct 6 from the anchor. I have a hard time justifying that one, too. I guess we give up a priming point. So that could be part of it. 4-2. Victor can't hit with that type of 6, so he's just going to try to get moving before he cracks. I like that play. 4-3. This is going to point on head. Sure, sure. Both players very stiff in this middle game here. One roll away from something awkward. Really need to roll well to keep moving, keep their flexibility. 2-5 will do. No blots on that play. That's pretty nice. But he is primed with that back checker. 6-1. What is this going to do for Kazuki? Probably... Oh, maybe we need to go for a mobility play. I don't know. I mean, of course, the safe play is 11-5, 8-7. But after that, I think we have some space to play. We give up the outfield, so it's kind of a bummer that way. But right now, the 23 point is primed, and he doesn't really have time to sit back there. So it must be tempting to look at 23-16. But we need to also evaluate the board and see what Victor's going to do with his next roll. And if we don't leave anything around for him, is he going to have a hard time playing? He might on some rolls. He might have some awkward sixes. Need to break an anchor and things like that, and we could be poised to attack. So my instinct is strategically I want to run from the 23. That's the thing that I want to look at. But I think tactically it's nice to just hold a lot of points and let something go later here. I think Kazuki should be able to play offensively after this roll as well. Let's see what the bot thinks on this. Oh, should play. Wow, they're all like super close. Okay, okay. All compelling ideas. Kazuki goes with that waiter roll play. 4-3. And so something like this was probably going to hit twice, and now he's very happy with this play. The only solid play Victor has is just to dump to the ace and wait. And Kazuki gets a nicer roll to escape with as well. The 5 is coming out for sure. Do we need to stack up with the 2? Or do we want to give 4s? 4s are duplicated with covers, so maybe it's nicer than ruining our distribution. Maybe we can get away with this, yeah. Kind of like that play. Both very close again. Man, they're like all these pick-em kind of decisions. That's super interesting when we get these like this. 2-6. Most likely just going to run from the back. It runs to a direct 6. How big of a problem is that? I don't think so. I think we're trying not to have to break down our structure while we sit on this anchor game and wait for something to happen. So it feels like the only play. 4-2 is going to hit. Very nice shot for Kazuki. And I guess he has a small advantage, but it's really not clear here. It's a super tight game. 6-6 fan. Not enough of an advantage to think about cubing with that blot back on the 23. He needs to solve that at a minimum, and I'm not sure what else. Probably more. 2-6. Not a lot of options with this one. Forced to give up his 18 point just for lack of options there, I think. Otherwise, he throws a blot behind. But yeah, this is at least productive in priming that 4 point, helping escape. So I think now's a good time to go for it. 1-1. Oh, right. No dice on checker in this tournament. 4-5. This looks almost perfect. Yeah, we're just gonna in and out, and finds a way to enter without having to break any structure. Another nice shot for Victor. Ace deuce. Yeah, I think we're gonna continue the idea of hitting probably. Everything else is gonna leave shots anyway. We don't really want to leave ourselves wide open to be attacked right now without an anchor. So I think we're forced to hit, and then clean up one of the blots. Is that better than stepping 18-16? I think so. I think just reducing blots some seems nice. Oh, he's going to look at just not hitting at all, too. And this feels like it gives too much tempo to Victor, but okay, he's going to go with that play. Really interesting. Yeah, I would actually, I think I might have cleaned up to the 8, but okay, so he's going to find 23-22, 18-16. 5-3. Too worried about all the shots he leaves when he's outboarded. 5-3. What can this do? It could attack, but it doesn't feel like the right idea behind a strong priming structure. That's, I think, why Kazuki wanted to keep that as well. What is our other play? We could come out, but we're getting blitzed then, so I don't think he's leaving the 21 to make the 16. So we might have another just real quiet, boring play of playing 16-8. I think that's fine. I don't think Victor's really under pressure to do something this roll, and he can wait until to see what Kazuki does with his next roll. While, you know, keeping all his position and really having very little cracking risk. Okay, and so he is looking at this play B of going for the attack now. I don't tend to look too close. Wow, they're really close when he plus them too. That's surprising to me. Wins more gammons, just gives up a lot of gammons too. So Victor's got the right idea, playing the 3 first and considering the 5. It seems strange to give up the 8 point when it's doing a good job of blocking now. But it is linked with a 6 to, if Kazuki can roll and make the 16, it's a pretty strong position for him, and he's got a lot of flexibility and time from there. And I think Victor is correctly evaluating that that's maybe he can mess with that game plan by hitting 8 to 3. And he has the better board right now, decent attacking structure. There's a blot in the outfield to chase after. The only problem is that when it works, he still has 2 checkers stuck behind a prime and needs exactly 5s to get out. That's going to be a little bit difficult. Yeah, it always just feels strange to break the 8 point to hit lose. Finds the best play, as he tends to do. 5-6, okay, just what Kazuki was hoping for. He's going to link up and just play a checker behind. Why not? And just hoping to find a way to escape to the race now. Simple game for Kazuki. 3-1. I think we want to cover a blot and create, an asset out of the 1 point instead of a liability with a blot there. Eventually we're hoping for contact to win. And okay, 8-4 for racing purity is fine as well. It does matter that usually the game's going to be a race, but yeah, okay. Victor's, look at that. It's actually better on plus plus to just cover. He's going to find 8-4. 6-3, that's going to have to destroy a point or try to run now. Maybe with the blots still behind and only aces, now's a good time. It seems hard to leave less shots than this. 6. So if we break, what are we breaking if we break one? The 8 is the only other option. 8-2, 8-5. The structure just looks awkward from there too. My instinct here too, speed gamut, is just break the point now, reduce the shots. There's still life after death when it works. We have all of our priming structures still. And so Kazuki's, question is kind of where do we want to leave it after we do this? Is there any duplication value, things like that? But just getting closer to home should be the instinct as well. So that when we're missed, we have the best chances of escaping fully. Victor just going to work on his board here, I think. He can either cover the ace or make the deuce. I guess covering the ace and slotting the 3 seems best to me. 8-5 into it. Look at this. This is just, okay. I mean, lots of similar candidates. Yeah, this is the logical play to me. I'm not sure what the bot's idea is with playing in. I guess still racing. And now does Kazuki have enough of a racing lead to send the cube here? I think so, especially with the prime in front. It's very hard for Victor to just escape naturally with big racing doubles. So he does have a little bit of priming value here. I think he can still take. But it seems like a good moment to send it for Kazuki. He could win on some big sets and things like that immediately. And yeah, he's going to send the cube across. Well-timed cube. Victor, I'm sure, going to find an easy take here. Usually it's pretty easy to find the take when your opponent still has a blot to get to safety. I mean, it's almost always going to link up here, but yeah, with 3 points in the outfield, maybe that matters less. It's just the 11 pips race. It's so close. He still has a lot of racing big there. Fine board to deal with contact if it goes that way, not wasting anything. So, yeah. Pretty natural take, I think. 5-3 is going to clean up somehow. Maybe 10-7, just even up on the outside. Why not? Sure, I like that play. Doesn't bring a checker in, which we could have found a way to do. Yeah, Victor going to work on his board. Why not? 2-2 is going to do a lot of nice cleanup. He's going to break the point 6 away first. Yeah, I like that. And bring 2 checkers in. Looks quite reasonable. Two for Victor. Sure, bring a checker in, 2 down. And still some decent racing vig, but okay, there it goes. Kazuki looking pretty strong in this game now. Victor pretty much going to need Kazuki to find a 6-3 next roll or something like this. Leave a shot very soon. 1-1. You can bring a checker in, maybe all the way to the 5 for distribution. Looks fine. Yeah, that seems like a natural play as well. XG likes 3-2 kind of stuff. Okay, interesting. 4-2 clears safely. Dodged that 3. That would make him have to wait a roll. So nice shot for Kazuki. 6-5 is destructive now if we play it on the front, so sure, run one. Capitalize on racing. It's hard for Kazuki to do much about that blot to attack it. Threes. Yeah, sure. Take two off and bring one more to the 3-point. Seems reasonable. And so not a lot of contact value for Kazuki. He's not going to be able to attack, so Victor can sit back with one checker pretty comfortably. Just going to play in on the front to be prepared to race when it gets to that. Wow, 47 pips in the race we got to somehow. That's quite a bit of pips he picked up. Sure, gets closer to bringing a checker in. Still hoping for a 6-2, something like this. I think Kazuki, is he going to take a checker off he's thinking about to try to win a gammon, or should he just clear and go for wins? My instinct was to clear, and they're quite close, though. Yeah, hard to leave a shot anyway. Okay. Finds the best play. 6-3. Has to start burying checkers to stay, and has to wait a couple rolls before he gets a shot, so decides to just leave now. Seems quite reasonable. 5-2. Looking like a 2-point lead to start for Kazuki. Two off. Victor finds a set, but I think it's too little too late here. And yeah, he's going to resign it now. Okay. On to the next game. I can't remember what event this was in either. 11 points leads me to believe the super jackpot or something, but I guess could be like consolation or second chance round to the main or something like this too. I'm not sure. 6-3. After running, we're going to split. Cover the outfield. Try to keep that single checker back from having an easy ride home. 6-1. Going to point on head. 4-3 anchors up. That's a very nice shot. Doesn't keep the max amount of contact, but I still think that's the right idea. We have that option of making the 10-point out in the outfield, but don't have really any board advantage to justify that right now. Victor with the first real decision here. He has a racing lead, so he'd like to play safe, but does he really need to play so stiff as to like play 13-6 or something like this? Looks like it stacks up a little too high, so he's going to step up to try to leave and play behind. That's an interesting one to find. I have trouble stepping under the gun like that. But a bid for freedom seems to be his best, and try to control checkers in the outfield too. Gets loose hit out of it, but yeah, found the best play there. 3-6 going to hit in the outfield now. Yeah, Kazuki had a pretty natural hit loose and play down for the attack. 5-6. Sure, why not leave it on the 20 and just play down? I guess we strip our midpoint, but it's tough to come out and leave a double shot that's going to help our opponent escape or get all the way to safety with tempo. So I like the play he finds there. Should help him build as well. 6-4. Happy to just clean up and try to play the race. Victor is 26 pips. With 5 on the mid, he's probably not going to have a cube anytime like on this roll, but as soon as he can get down to even, he should have a nice racing double. Probably not bad to send it next roll anyway. With the third checker back, he has a little bit extra threat that way. So maybe in the event he rolls like a 1-2 or ones or I don't know, something that attacks naturally, he can send it. Yeah, super close. But usually if there's nothing extra like that, we're waiting until we're even and have a real threat of rolling a set to clear the midpoint, and that's usually the time we want to get the cube in. Trailing 2 points I don't think is going to have much impact on this decision here. Might help us decide the most borderline of cases, but it's basically take points aren't changing a whole lot on a recube or anything like that. They'll be a little bit different, so not getting a lot of value out of sending it earlier than usual. He senses he must be close, though. Wonder if he's going through like problem rolls. I don't really see any. I think I also don't see, like I said, like too many where we really regret having not sent the cube this roll. So he's going to send. Kazuki going to find a pretty easy natural take. And 3-3, okay. This is good somehow. We can turn this into an attack by playing 8-5, 6-3, and maybe one more down with the Blotton board. The other natural play is just 13-10 with 3 and 6-3 to cover. I don't think it's the end of the world if we don't have the 5 point. So certainly the play he's looking at is going to win more gammons. And I think the other play must just win more and consolidate a race more. So it's kind of a trade-off between those. Attacking essential. Okay, when gammons are in play. Wins enough more. Good find by him. 1-6. Oh yeah, he's going to have to come off the anchor to hit here. I think we have to go for it here. It's only a 3-point board so far. We can still win this game when we do this. Our 6s play deep into the board, and we have to wait with the goalkeeper. I mean, just not hitting doesn't look terribly nice. And it doesn't look too scary to hit now, though we do have 6 blots around when we do it. Maybe it does. Maybe it does look pretty scary. Instinct is still the... Oh, look at this. And we really can't afford to go for it. Okay. Okay. It's hard not to go for the throat. You know, it clearly wins more. But gives up a lot of gammons against 10 in the zone here. Surprised how dramatic that is, but I think it has more to do with the 6 blots around. When the next sequence goes well for Victor, he can have a lot of checkers in the air and just no way to play them for a long time. So a little too big here, but I really wouldn't be too surprised. This is so many more wins that it's a hard play to pass up. Very understandable there. Difficult decision. 8-2 doesn't, I mean, it's not where you want to place it, but like after I looked at it, it doesn't look so bad. It's not like we're completely out of time. We're still hoping to hop up with the goalkeeper, have more contact later, improve our board for a hit later. It's not like it's our last chance to hit or anything like that. Victor still has plenty of work to do. So I think that's going to be his best chance at finding this, is if he can realize that there's still a lot of life after not hitting now. These are some of the, like, most difficult, kind of like there's no good play, right? They're all scary. Our opponent's so far ahead that it's hard to pick like the least bad play in a way. Damage control is never too much fun in these games. He's having a real hard time picking between these two. I understand that. I wonder if any of these players are able to like estimate their wins and gammons and kind of have an idea of what these numbers look like. If he saw just the wins and gammons comparison, you would know that he's trading too many gammons for not enough wins there. 27% more. Yeah, okay. He's going to find the best play. Well done by Kazuki. That's a difficult moment to navigate, but finds the best of it. 4-2. That was going to get hit somewhere. Okay, Victor sees his 2 is down, and then does he want to leave the direct 6 again for better flexibility or stack up the 5? I mean, he could. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. It was a close option for the other. 4-2 going to cover 2 points. Okay, Kazuki's feeling ready to hit now. Victor going to have to tread a little more carefully now. Playing a really solid game so far. 4-1. Yeah, 11-7 and 6-5 for distribution. Looks quite nice. Putting some pressure on that goalkeeper. 4-2. I think maybe on this roll, Kazuki would have been happy to clean it up with a 3 if he got the chance. Kind of just offering a attacking game plan to Victor now. Should he roll something that otherwise couldn't play safely. 4-4, what is that going to do? That can make the ace, right? Yeah, I think that's what it does. And gammons are a little bit alive here now when we do that too. What would play B do? Again, just like 3 down and into the 5 or something like this is probably the most racing oriented and winny play, but I'm not even sure actually. Clearing the contact on the ace might just win more. It seems like a pretty strong play to me. Wow, I'm surprised by this. Okay, wins 2% more to just play quiet and only 3% gammons. by making the ace. I guess we kind of hold our opponent's position is a problem with it. No, that doesn't seem like a problem though, because like Kazuki has plenty of time from the midpoint to play around. What is difficult about this making the ace play? We still have to clear the midpoint, seems like the biggest thing. So I guess he holds his midpoint and the contact there a little bit better if he doesn't enter awkwardly and can get a little bit better contact out of the midpoint if we don't just deal with it now. It feels so strong to put him on the roof, though, against a 4-point board and just maybe get to bring our midpoint home that way. Maybe get to close the two. Both seem to have a lot of merit, and they do run quite close. And I think Victor tends towards the more solid plays in a lot of games, but I'm not sure about the end game, actually. I think maybe he likes to kind of go for it later in positions like this. Maybe middle game I would see him make more just clear the mid type plays. Yeah, this does look really robust when he puts it on the board too. Seems like probably all our rolls are going to play well next time. This 6-1's not great. There must be some bad ones too, but it looks like we just have a lot of numbers to play here and a lot of ways to clear the 9 pretty naturally next roll, still putting pressure on the back blot. Yeah. We'll see what he ends up deciding. Both pretty reasonable, though. All right, gonna go with the attack. And 4-3, okay. Kazuki kind of naturally gets to come up and then doesn't have a 3 that he likes much. I don't think it's worth leaving an ace, so oh, you just played to the ace, okay. I was thinking maybe 6-3 switch for some reason, but I guess just getting the spare off probably makes more sense. Yeah, both quite reasonable. 4-1, it was meant to be. Okay, the 4 is going to the deuce, he says, and then is he going to play 7-6, 3-2, all these different shuffling plays. 3-2 to keep his distribution the way he wants on the outside. Okay. All seem reasonable there again. I don't think there's a huge difference. This looks like it probably makes the ace and switches 4-3. Seems to be the least destructive thing. Yeah. Trying to keep his board as pure as possible. Ace is not a good roll. 5-4. Yeah, okay, he can make the 5-point board for a roll. And under a lot of pressure, he's probably going to be breaking something next time. Kazuki just looking for a way to hold his position while that happens. Not a good roll for that. I think he's going to break a point in his board. Either play both from the 6 or he could make the 4. Seems better to have less blots, so I would probably just play 6-5, 6-4 here. I don't see myself volunteering. And it's actually pretty close to play 13-10. That's how bad breaking our board is. But against a 5-point board with 3 back already, I really don't want to give the ace to help my opponent get home. Yeah, he finds this point-making play too, which feels kind of natural to fill a gap that way. Oh, wow, and he's just going to play the 13-10 and volunteer. Good find. Super close plays, you know, so not like a big error was available, but that's a scary play to me. 6-4, okay, I think... So we're clearing the 7 or the midpoint and volunteering now. I think we got a way to roll. Yeah, I just don't see us this late in the game with 5-point boards. It costs a lot to be hit, so volunteering seems like quite a bit here. Wow, they're super close, though. I mean, doing destructive things to your board is pretty costly, too. You lose the 6 landing place. Something like a 6-3 gets a lot worse next roll. So he's going to go for it now. Okay, okay. 4-4, no hit for Kazuki, so sure, let's get that back checker moving and get it looking at the next point we want to make, and sure, down from the mid, not wasting any pips outside. 4-3, must be 3 in and 4 behind. Getting a little bit easier now, and Kazuki sitting on his anchor for last chances at some contact, but not looking good for that. 9-7, I think. You consider 6-5 or 6-4 the switch to see if he'd get more cover or something like this, but better to just spend the pips outside here, I think. Aces. Nice. Gonna get 2 checkers in. We're gonna take one off for sure, and then he's gonna go distribution on the last one to make sure his 6s play well. Okay. reasonable. 2 off seemed like a candidate as well. 3-2. I think he wants to make the board, but he could take 2 crossovers. Yeah, this seems fine. I don't think he's so worried about the gammon that he's got to play really careful about that. 4, I think 6-2 and 1 off probably. Yeah. Looks like nice smooth distribution for Victor. 4-4, probably going to run 1 from the back all the way. And he's going to stay for his last couple chances. No shot levers this roll, I don't think. But maybe next roll, while we're bringing the last checker in. 5-5, okay. It's going to be his last chance soon. Sees the 2 forced ones, and I think here again, not a lot of gammon, so we're just clearing from the rear, finding the safest play. I don't see a strong reason to peel. 5-5, I think Kazuki's just going to have to go. You can't really stay when you have to bust your board up. And he's got some racing chances, not a lot. 6-5 going to take 2 off, all right. So likely ending up at even score, 9 away, 9 away. We'll see, though. That's about going to do it. I think Kazuki has to start rolling sets now. 5-3, not enough. He's going to resign the game. 9 away, 9 away. All right. 6-1 open for Kazuki. Making the standard play, 3-1. Very nice response for Victor. Going to make a better board. 6-1. I think the pressure's on Kazuki to split here somehow. Our best ace is 24-23, I think. So we'll just find the 6 down with it instead of playing out. Yeah, that formation of 23 and bar isn't quite as strong, so I like that play. Bring another checker in the zone to make it hard for Victor to split. But here he can make the 20 for sure, so I think that's going to be part of it. I guess he could make a 4-point board and attack with it. It's tempting to make the 4 and the 2 when you can point on head. It looks so solid to just make the 20, though. I could have trouble passing that up, but this is the rack. Yeah, maybe this is it. He's going to have a strong cube on fans, threatening to bring 2 into the zone. This is really tricky, yeah. Super close plays here again. And the numbers almost don't feel like they support it, but the 20 and 9 is probably going to bring Victor to efficient cubes more often, which is why I think they're so close here. No, the numbers do support it, actually. Okay. So they're just really tight. Yeah. When I try to like calculate gammon price in there. Both really compelling options, though. It's so nice to make that anchor and freeze all the checkers that Kazuki's got stacked up on the 6. Very nice to unstack the 13 as well. And it feels strange to waste the whole set not doing either of those things. Just making 2 board points, one of them the 2-point that you're not even sure you want. So yeah, I think this feels like a Victor type of play. Very close. Very solid. Going to enjoy his position the whole way home now. Does Kazuki want to run it all with a losing race? Probably not. What else do we have, though? Guess he could... 6s aren't good, so I don't think I want to park on the bar point. Yeah, 23-15 seems like the only running play. Maybe you can find something like 13-7, 6-4, though, and yeah, they're super close. Okay. 5-3. What can this do? This is going to hit for sure, and then just continue. Clean up, yeah. And might have some cubes after certain entries. We'll see. After a fan, yeah, I think we're for sure. We have 11 in the zone. We have the anchor. We have the race, position, some threats. So feels like a great time to send. And this early in the game, the sense is usually that Kazuki has enough to take. But he is dominating all game plans. So it's, I think that's the hard part about it. Okay, and we're actually much closer to 2 good here. I guess 11 in the zone is probably more advanced in the game than I'm giving it credit for. And Kazuki going to find the pass, okay. 5-2. Standard splitting open. 4-1. Ooh, these are always hard to know what to do with. Is this the only one that's 13-8? Might be. Yeah. It's a weird play with 4-1. But after the 5-2 split, you can see there's nowhere to park your checkers in the outfield. You don't want to play 2 up, really. So best of a bad roll. Yeah, I think this is still going to play offense, even though our opponent has brought one down. But okay, maybe anchoring against the stacks has some merit. I don't think we're going to make the 20, but it doesn't hurt to play 24-22. Yeah, and we do strip our midpoint by playing 2 down here, which is different than the typical 2-2 opening responses. So yeah, we should anchor up. Very interesting one. Nice find there by Victor. Very accurate play. And, ooh, very important that he anchored up. Now, Kazuki's position is very stiff here. Not a lot of options with these 5s. He's got some race, but the position's going to be tough. Getting into trouble being able to split. So Victor's going to cube just on that positional advantage alone, pretty much. And I think Kazuki must have enough to play this out. I feel like the decision's entirely on the doubling side and not really on the take-pass side, yeah. And the market loss really feels like it comes from Kazuki's bad rolls next time. But as long as he kind of like rolls something reasonably pure that allows him to split whatever it is, you know, no disasters like double 5s, he's okay. 1-1, I think this is gonna, could make the bar and advance the anchor, or it can just make the 5. Making the 5 feels pretty natural here. But maybe we need to look tactically for what rolls we're trying to block a little bit. It's going to make it harder to split to make the 5 too. So actually, I think I prefer that by quite a bit. We'll see what it thinks here, yeah. It does look like an interesting play B. But it's actually in a position like this where our opponent's all like stacking and stuff. They're out of 5s, right? So keeping that blocked and staying on the 22 to keep creating problems with that feels nice. Also, just generally having deeper contact and seeing more of the board feels very nice too. We want to keep the problem zone as large as possible for Kazuki while he's got this awkward 6 stack on the 8. Allowing him to play behind with 5s is actually a pretty nice option right now with the racing lead for him. We'll see if Victor finds his 5-point play. Sure does, okay. And Kazuki looking for anything that lets him move the back checkers. Oh, a 3-1's not too bad. Develops. Not as nice as normal since it takes last spare off the 6, but of course he'll take it. (6-2). What sort of productive things can Victor do here? I don't think he wants to touch the back checkers still. I think he still has the better timing and wants to just kind of camp on that contact zone. So probably just 13-5 or something like this seems like it makes a lot of sense, yeah. I don't think he needs to slot. Doesn't want to let his opponent leave that anchor with tempo. Oh, wow. Kazuki fixes a lot of problems with this shot. In the lead in this game now, I do believe. Not by a lot. He still has work to do. Oh, wow. I would have assumed that he's making the bar point for sure, but he's going to look at making the 2 behind to unstack. That's an interesting play. Very strange. Yeah, this just seems so natural to prime that anchor instead, and we'll use all our spares on our 8 to help us get home. Fine. And what is Victor's plan now? 3-1. Sure, he's just waiting for Kazuki to have trouble to clear the bar point, so still plenty of play in this. I don't think Kazuki is on a recube. Okay, this could be a market loser, though. I think we want to play 2 to the 5, but we could also just make the 4-point. Yeah, I guess maybe the rack's better. We must have awkward rolls the next roll. But it fills in a gap in front and kind of fixes the contact. So I don't know. That's confusing. I'd probably find 7-4. My first instinct was that 8-5 play, just to unstack a little bit, but it doesn't really look like we've gained much flexibility when we do it. It's pretty deep on a point, and it's very a front-loaded position. So playing all the way to the deuce actually feels a little stronger that way, but again, not really solving any flexibility problems this far ahead in the race. We're not really trying to prime Victor either. So yeah, why not just create more landing spots? Good find. 5-1, very nice shot for Victor. Makes the barrel or the beast, I can't remember. 4-point board. I do think Kazuki's got some market loss now. Trailing 2, he has a little more incentive to send the recube. But if he can just clear the 15 safely without being hit, this game could be pretty dead. But it's not so dead. I guess it's still nice to clear after he breaks contact. It's still nice to just claim this game against the 22 point. I don't think he's going to lose his market by much. So that's a good reason to wait a roll. And maybe for that I would. I think I'd probably wait even the score might shift it in a place like this. But yeah, it's still not quite enough. 6-3. Okay, 2 off the 8-point most likely. I don't think he's any rush to volunteer from the 15 or anything like this. 4-3. Victor's probably going to find simple plays from the 8. Yeah. And waiting for that last moment to get the cube in. I don't think it's here. I don't think his position's gotten better, Kazuki's. So, like, if anything, it's probably like equivalently flexible. I don't know. He's got less pips to play with, but they're not all stacked up on the 8 now, so there must be less bad numbers too. 5-5, going to be a market loser. But again, you know, there's still contact here. It's not like it's a huge market loss, so I think it'll be nice to be able to claim this without having to clear the 8 points safely. I think he'll be happy to do so. Yeah, see how we have only jumped to 80%, and I mean, it's a 224 pass, but it's not like we've jumped to too good or anything like this. So in situations like that, it can be nice to just lose your market. And so he's going to claim. Victor going to find an easy pass there. Wow, both of them playing a perfect game in that one. Impressive stuff. And so Victor trailing 8 away, 7 away now. Okay. I haven't decided if I'm going to stop halfway now. Maybe we'll just cruise through this match. 4-1, standard splitting play with the lead. Sure, sure. 6-3. This can run past. It seems like probably the best we've got with it. Yep, splitting always a candidate. 5-2. Prefer to make the 5-point, but that one's going to make the 4-point. Not too bad. Victor looking to escape that checker fully or link up with it with another 9. 4-4. What is this going to do? 15 to 11 feels like a nice start, but it's not so clear when we look at the rest of them. I guess 15 to 11, 13 to 9 with 2 or something, but he's going to look at the attacking play instead. Okay. This seems like a lot of blots around for not enough gain. I mean, we do unstack the 6-point, but it's rare that that's very strong play. And I think still Victor as well tends to find more solid plays than that. The 15 to 11 actually looks like a bit of a problem, though, because our opponents split. They're going to get a lot of shots, so maybe he really doesn't want to just leave that. But something with like 13 to 9 looks very nice to me, too. Okay, 13, 9, 6, 2 is actually best. Very interesting. 4-2, evens, going to fan. And what does Victor have now? He has the race. He has the better position. He has threats of making a board point or escaping further. Trailing in the match slightly. I don't think it's much of an adjustment here, but I think for money this feels like a reasonable cube. It's only 8 in the zone, so it should be pretty easy for Kazuki to take still. But I think it's worth sending here. Yeah, tiny cube. Tiny cube. And Kazuki with another easy take. 3-3. What is this going to do? 2 down for sure. Oh, no? Not for sure. It seems very natural to play 13 to 10 twice. The 4 to 1 switch to just kind of like buy a moment here feels pretty good too. So I'm inclined, once I make that switch, why not just have 2 checkers in the zone? And my play B is just making the 7-point. That looks like the solid play. Yeah, so 13 to 10, 4 to 1. 13 to 7, 4 to 1 is 1-2. Okay, so he could distribute the checkers different for the attack. I get it. Gonna find the best play like usual. 2-2 is gonna fan. Okay, super glad he got the cube in time now. This is looking scary for Kazuki, but the points are deep at least. Anything that makes a point is gonna be very strong for Victor. No such luck. I think just bring a checker down to the 11 and go for distribution with 10 to 9 or something like this. It feels like wide open blitz time. We really don't, like, just need our opponent not to be able to anchor. And if they enter with one or both, we want to fire away. So just creating the most numbers to do that is very essential after we've made the deuce and the ace. We're super committed to a blitzing game plan now, to attacking. So I think Victor will find this, yeah. Ooh, 5-5, he's going to be punished. This is going to hit once, and then he can hit again in the outfield. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of options to this play, but this must be best. Okay. And Kazuki in the driver's seat now. Is he even going to have a cube? Might be worth just playing this on, depending on how Victor enters. 3 blots around. We're threatening to attack. This feels very scary and very gammonish, but making the anchor is pretty huge for Victor, but yeah, now Kazuki seems to be leading the position with less checkers back. He's got threats of hitting once or twice and escaping or pointing on head. He's got the race. The score is going to throw us off a little bit. The recubes do change a little bit, even with just that 1 point difference, since the recube to 8 is going to be worth a little bit more for Victor. But yeah, and he's going to pass up the cube. Okay, okay. Seemed like a nice spot for it. 3, he wants to hit on the 5 first? Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, he can hit twice. So yeah, why not 20 to 14, 8 to 5? That feels pretty strong. He could make the bar point or something like this too, but I don't know. 2 on the roof is great. Not a huge QB miss. Those can be kind of tough to time. I feel like it's probably a little bit of a score play fear, and I think probably too good now. And should kind of stay that way for a while. 6-2 going to cover? Is the best we got? Yeah. Yep. In good shape for 4 points. 2-5. Anchors up temporarily, but can it afford to stay back there? He's going to need to find mobility soon, so maybe 23 to 18 is a candidate. But yeah, okay. 9 to 4 makes sense too. 5-2. Okay, doesn't do anything too threatening. Sure, just kind of clean up and trying to get home, I think. Oh, he's got a blot and board, so why not 6 to 4 and make more opportunities to build? I kind of like that. I didn't see it right away, but I think, yeah, the fly shots aren't too scary. He's going to play 10 to 8 instead. Makes sense, too. I don't know. It's like being able to hit an outfield blot seems like Victor's best shot at escaping, getting a tempo with it. So maybe it's nice to clean up, even though that blot's in board. They're quite close. 5-3 going to make a board point instead of leaving. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, 23 to 15, a little bit better there now, but Victor going to put the pressure on. Try to have a board ready when he runs, and he really needs to get a back checker moving now. 5-3, I think, is going to be forced to play 23 to 15. Giving up the midpoint just doesn't seem like an option here. He doesn't have the time to play a 1-2 back game. Even though he has 2 anchors, this is just not a back game for him. Nowhere near enough timing, too impure of a board and all that, so he needs to find his way to play his strongest holding game pretty much. Yeah, just 13 to 3 twice seems fine. I don't see what else Kazuki can do. Attacking on the 23 point will be nice, though. It'll win a lot more gammons. So 1-2. Victor's going to use that to save some of those gammons and step up. Kazuki's still too good, I think, though. But gammons going down with that improvement for sure. 5-2 could just hit loose on the ace and kind of go for gammons that way. Otherwise, we have 8-3, 6-4. Looks a little front-loaded. Not too bad. Allows Victor to maybe make another point in the board, so that's tricky. I'm inclined to hit on the ace and see if I can up those gammons right now. Oh, this 6-1, 3-1 is never something that I considered. Why would that be better? Huh. Very strange. Okay. But he's looking at the best play here. They're pretty close here too. This threatens with low numbers, allows us to clear a point with high numbers a lot of the time. But like I said, I think it allows Victor to potentially improve their position a little bit, which is a bummer here. So, yeah. Looking at the hit again. Wow, Victor's pretty low on time. I didn't realize he spent so much thinking about things here. Surprising to see. And if I remembered right, Kazuki ends up in big time trouble at the end of the match, like I said, so he's still looking fine on the bank here. Maybe he's going to spend a lot of time trying to figure this one out particularly, though. He just doesn't want to, when you're playing on too good, he doesn't want to give Victor away back in the game and just leave a shot where he could potentially fan against a 4-point board and have some winning chances. But I mean, it looks like a long shot for Victor to turn this into a win, even when he does hit on the ace. He's still going to have 3 checkers behind good structure and such an impure board that it's a long road. So it's just one of those spots where we can afford to go for a little bit more. It's mostly in the gammons. It does win a little bit more to just play quiet. But not so much more. We're still like in the 80s either way. And he finds a loose hit. Nice play. Nice play. 1-4. Victor does hit back, and I think linking up 2 blots seems pretty strong here, even though it doesn't get a direct cover. But I mean, we really don't want to have 7 checkers back when things go wrong. And it does interact nicely with the open 5-point as well. Something like a 5-6 can cause Kazuki to have to crack or have trouble escaping something like this. Feels pretty natural to me. But if he was prioritizing closing the board, then I guess 13-9 would be the play. Wow, they're super close too. It really surprises me that that's such an option. Just feels like too much in a position like this, but sharp of Victor to have the idea. 13 or 11-7 he's going to go for. What is the... I guess when Kazuki hops out to the outfield of this one, he's going to have good coverage. And he does get another, so on a 5-4, this is actually... Oh no, this isn't a good example. It's going to hit twice. And this is maximum punish for Victor's play, despite them being pretty close. 1-5, okay, Victor going to have a little bit of life with that hit. If he stayed on the roof, he was in big trouble. Felt like backgammon's coming. Just entering and getting to move around, clean some things up. Very strong for Victor here. So he's going to give the cup a little extra shake there. 2-4. That looks like a good one. So sticking with the theme, I guess 13-9. But maybe 13-9 is 5s to attack on the 4, and we want to play those out from the 23s. So maybe not. Maybe you can make an argument for 15-11, interacting with the 20 in some way. Both fine, okay. Yeah. This seems consistent with his plan. 3-1, another fan, okay. Victor could buy some time with a hit on the 4 now, potentially. 2-2, oh, switching is very nice to buy some time here. I think for sure 6-4 with 2, and then we can just play around to the 11. Why not? Oh, we can make the 5 as an option, too. Okay. I really want to switch for the tempo. I'm surprised by that. And now, oh, this is quite interesting. Kazuki, I haven't been thinking about his cube action here. But Victor could crack here, and just entering with a 4 pretty much wins this game. So he does have something to think about. Still a good amount of gammon threat. Yeah, this is a scary position for Victor, but it maybe not like this roll. He does have a small cube here, too. This is a hard one to reason through, though. Like, what? Why? What is our market loss? If we roll just a 4, and then our opponent leaves a shot in front of us, that could be too much. If we fan, and our opponent rolls some awful cracking number, I guess. I don't know. I don't see a ton of pressure on Victor's position for next roll. It doesn't feel like he's going to crack that often. And I don't feel anything super decisive from Kazuki on his next roll either. But his position is just so much stronger with those 4 checkers back that it's not crystal clear that Victor has a take to begin with right here anyway. For money, he wouldn't. It doesn't look like anyway. So the recube adjustment coming in pretty strong here to create a take for Victor still. So, yeah, I think Kazuki probably recognizes, okay, I could claim this for money, so what does that mean I should do at this score? And that can be a tough thing to figure out. If you have that insight to it, it probably feels like a decent position to send over. Even though it can feel kind of more like you're losing some value on your gammons and things like this. But if your opponent can take in an otherwise passable position, then a lot of times that's a pretty nice cube to send in and play potentially for the match on this game kind of thing, you know? So, yeah, nice find for him. And Victor is just going to let it go. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't adjust to the score. Not too surprising. That's a hard one to know. I really don't. You have to be pretty aware of what it's doing, like effect on gammons and things like that. Tricky one there. As far as cube errors go too, not so big. Yeah, let's just keep going. We're like at the halfway point of the video as far as I can tell, but we're getting close to it anyway. All right, 4-6. With a match lead, I think we can start adjusting to just running. Splitting's fine, but pointing less value. He's going to go for the split, okay. 4-3. This is going to find some sort of duplication idea. So yeah, the split to be hit on 2s on both sides. The minor split seems good. 5-6. I think this is going to anchor and hit. Sure, why not? We got to do something about the direct blot shot we were hitting. 4-2 is going to hit on the way in. Can't do anything about the blot on the 9 point. I don't think we want to create another blot, so I guess 24 to 22, even though it feels like a strange back checker arrangement. Yeah, 13 to 11 for that reason, pretty close, but adding a blot into the mix right now. I guess our opponent doesn't want to hit from their bar point anchor too often, so it's not too risky. Just doesn't feel like the right idea when we already have 3 blots, though. I'd rather have a chance at cleaning up next roll, I think. But Victor going to go for the building play. Okay. Show a little extra aggression here. 5-1. What does this do? This doesn't seem to do much. Probably enter deep and just play safe down. Yeah, sure. He could go for a tempo here maybe or something like that. Yeah, okay. That's a little too much there. But when Victor has so many blots to clean up and threatening to build a nice point, it's a compelling option for sure. 6-4 is going to make the 5 point. Great shot. Could link up with the 11. I'm sure he looked at that for a moment and realized, it's a 5 point. This links up with the anchor. Very nice. Okay. Doesn't have to 13 to 8 and things like that. Not looking so good with the distribution we have already. We kind of like how our checkers are spread between the mid and the 8. 4-2 is going to make another very strong board point. Victor's position shaping up nicely, but Kazuki's got good life with the bar point anchor and needs to start developing. Playing on head's going to do that. Pretty nice. And now Victor under a little pressure to do something about his back checkers. Well, you know, Kazuki still has that offensive game plan given that he hasn't anchored up yet. Sure, so he's going to enter with the split and go for distribution. No reason to come in higher, I guess, but being slightly ahead in the race, there's maybe an argument to be made for stepping all the way up to the 22 instead of staying back. I don't think we can afford to make the 24 or the 23 here, though. Yeah, finds a slightly better play of stepping up. 6-3. I think this is just... Oh, he's just going to play to the 4. Close enough race. Okay. My instinct was to play off the 18, but okay, that'd be a big mistake to leave the direct 6 when he doesn't have a good one otherwise. Instant fine for Kazuki, too. That's pretty sharp stuff, I think. Yeah, Victor just needs to get moving, so jumping out to the outfield makes a lot of sense to me. 18 and 6-3 is an option, too. Okay. 5-3 can make the ace point. Usually we just make the 3 point, but when it points on head and uses that delayed builder, he can hit this way too. Okay, I guess that seems probably stronger. Could hit twice as well. I missed the outfield hit there. 3. Gonna make a board point, and then I guess down. What else do we have? The last one. That 4-point board looking quite intimidating for Victor. What can Kazuki do with this? Not much. I don't see any save plays, so 4-3 feels like part of it. And we could just clean up 10-6. What else do we have? I guess we could make the 9-point. Maybe the 9-point is a little bit better. We get returns in a better spot. It does interact with the back checkers a little better. Yeah, I don't mind that the more I look at it. Okay. Yep. Best play. And 4, 6, 6, 6 in addition to the ace are all going to hit. Victor will take any of them with the 4-point board. Ace hits. What can the 5 do? Play 13-8 or 10-5? Either one seems to bear on the board well and clean up a blot. 3-3 fans, and now Victor's got quite a bit of threats here, especially trailing. So for money, I think I'd send this cube just for the gammon threat anyway. He has 2 checkers back, which is an issue to solve for sure. But if he, there's still some chance that he just closes out that back checker, and Kazuki never gets to play an anchor game, and these can be difficult to take. I think Kazuki at a normal score probably has enough counterplay against the 2 back blots to play this out, but he does only have a 2-point board to Victor's 4-point board. So it's scary, and the score might make us think about playing the other direction with it. Let's see, yeah, okay. And so is Victor playing on here? I'm not sure why he's missing this. Yeah, this is a cloak's take pass decision for money, and so at the score we shift to a sizable pass, and Victor wants to play for a little bit more instead. 2-3. So he's going to go for mobility first, and there must be some duplication idea here. Sure, seems fine. 13-10, a little bit better. Okay, 4-3. Wow, and so he must have thought, I guess he thought he wasn't good enough with the mobility back there, even though he basically had a money pass here. And now we'll see what Kazuki comes up with it. But this actually, I mean, he's improved a little bit. It could be too good now. Very close, and Kazuki going to find the pass. Okay. All right, 7 away, 5 away. A little bit of adjustment at the score, too. Side borderline situations with that score difference for sure. Some of the opening 5 blitzes, for example, that are on the line will change a little bit at the score. Borderline decision becomes like a double or no double, depending on which side. 6-4 after running, yeah, why not just make a bid at freedom now? This seems like the best game plan. Maybe at the score he's more tempted to make the deuce, something like this. 2-1, okay, gets the hit and split. What is this going to do? Oh, enter deep and fix our distribution from the midpoint a little bit. That looks nice. Victor's still with the racing lead, looking to escape. Not anymore. I'm going to make the... Oh, he's just going to make the ace almost instantly with it, yeah. I don't know what else there was afterward, but I always get confused by those because making the ace is not like a typical play, but I guess everything else is like shifting to the deuce, whatever it might be. This seems like it's going to work. This is probably going to take the tempo hit on the ace, making the ace, and go for a racing game plan somehow, which I guess is just 20-15. But maybe that diversifies numbers a little bit too much. 6s from the bar. No, I don't know. Yeah, I think he's going to come around all the way around and just leave the fly shots. Interesting. Okay. And yeah, that is best. Okay. Okay. Best game plan. So just try to be missed. No 8 or 9, so he's racing for sure, but Kazuki's got a really strong board, not down too much in the race, so Victor still has a lot of work to do, which is why it felt hard to make this play. Felt nice to buy the tempo and at least threaten the blitz a little bit. 6-2 is nice improvement, makes the 4-point. 4-3, very nice anchoring roll for Kazuki. I don't think he gains by staying back for more contact. Let's just freeze all those checkers and keep our basically even race and make the 20. Too strong. It's so nice to have an anchor at leading scores as well. The gammons are a lot of the teeth of those early cubes, and when you have the 20 point, there's not any gammon threat anymore, so you take away all of the fear of the early cube in this position pretty effectively. I think both are just coming from the 8 point. Why not? Still have to play efficient for the race, given how close it is. And would be happy to make some blocking points in front of that 22, given how close it is. 8-3 seems fine, sure. All close race and just waiting for who has to crack first. So a lot of simple decisions in this one. Okay, he's out of spares to play with. 6-2 twice in a row is awkward. Kind of unlucky there. Needs to do something with the checkers on the midpoint. Suki gonna cover, make his board a little better. 4-4, that fixes a lot of problems. I think they're all just coming down. And now he has a blocking point and a nice lead in the race. Cube coming soon. Maybe not after that roll. 10 pips is a lot. I think we're just playing 2 down with that. And now it feels like, yeah, not a lot of threat of market loss with this close of a race. If there was no contact, I think this would be like a borderline cube. So, oh, look at that. It's still borderline. Okay, score helps it out a little bit. And this is most likely going to be a race in most iterations. But we waste a little more pips when our opponent has the 5 point like this. So I might have ended up weighted on that one. But finds a nice borderline decision. Should be an easy take for Kazuki. 6-1. Gonna help pre-clear that 9 point. Gets the spares where he wants them. Looking a lot nicer. 4-2 is likely just 2 checkers in somehow. Why not both to the 5 point? Well, I hope you guys can hear my nephews in the background. They've got a friend over playing, so there are gonna be a lot of kid screams. Yeah, I like that. 2 into the 5 point. Best racing distribution. Only 10 pips down. 6-3 can clear the back safely, so sure, we're going to go for that. 5-4 could just break contact for the race, but down 10, I feel like we want to wait, but we have to break our board to do it. So shifting to the 2 doesn't feel very strong. I don't know. Maybe we do just go. I don't see us staying with 1 either. We can still lose some gammons or be attacked and lose some racing big that way. So feels like just a double falcon kind of opportunity. And they are quite close. Wow. Almost break even there. So hard to give up contact when you're 10 down in the race like this. And, oh, he's going to keep one back. Okay, that's not too far off, but it feels like we really just get so much downside of being pointed on or pick and pass. Like a 2-1 here, I think he's going to go ahead and take away those racing chances and continue to the 3. 5-5, okay, yeah. I mean, he's still in it, but he would rather have those pips now. I think he's just going to have to go with a basically even race. And so into the 6 looks nice, yeah. He could have been slightly ahead, yeah, if he'd just left there. 5-2 is just going to bring checkers in for the race. Okay, okay. Two in, okay. Five, 3, just going to take a checker off. Okay, okay. And how are we doing in this? Still almost dead even, with better distribution for Kazuki. But hard to find a recube at a leading score 5 away, 7 away. The 8 cube's going to come back pretty quick. So we'll have to be careful with that and get to like a clearly passable position, I think. 3-2, 2 off for Victor. Staying alive, both of them. 4-3, 2 off. Still looking very nice. And Victor doing a nice job of dodging 5s. That's his biggest problem with his distribution. 4-4, okay, that's going to get Kazuki back in this in a big way. I think 2 of them to the deuce point, but maybe we don't want to leave 4 on the 5. Those are confusing to me. 6-2. We take a 5-1 with it. Okay. Not sure why that's better, really. I guess to avoid that stack of 4 on the 5, we'll use 6s more efficiently for more rolls. The next 4 can still go to the 2 later. 2s might play a little. I'm not sure. Really not sure. Feels strange. I don't know how to explain why, though. All right, first 5. Small problem for Victor. And with a 5-point lead, okay, this looks like it probably a fairly clear money cube. Probably still takeable. So can he find it at the score? What is the adjustment going to be? Yeah, we're right on the take-pass borderline for money, it looks like. And so he can send it at this score. The Victor should still take. I think his tendency might be to not give up 4 points in so much of the match here. We'll see what he does if he gets this cube or if Kazuki can find it. I wouldn't be surprised to see him send it, though. It does seem like a very nice place just in a simple race to not over-adjust to the match score and send a difficult cube. And I think the problem will end up being Victor's, and we'll see if he decides he wants to put so much on this single game, or if he wants to just play solid like he tends to do, get to that 3-way scoreline and try to play more backgammon with Kazuki. We'll see which direction he goes. Kazuki, I think, has all the math here to calculate out what the take point's going to be and everything like that, too. Have a good idea of EPC and where he's at in winning percentages, and he does send it in the end here. Very interesting moment in this match. And Victor going to let it go. Okay. And they're going to take a short break here. I think I'm chugging through this. I got to figure out where they start playing again, though. How long of a break do they take here? Oh. Okay. I think they're talking about play a little bit. Oh, look at that. Got us straight to the 6-1. Well done, Mia. Okay. And then the 6-5 has to play 2 down. Okay. 1-1. Gonna make the board, and then do we want to split into all those stacks? I guess what else is there? Sure. 6-5 again. I think we're gonna make some sort of board point this time. Probably the ace. Why not counter a prime with a blitzing game plan and try to buy time to split up? I can't really see how the deuce would be better here. We get to point on head, so why not? And he's passing regardless. Okay, that's interesting. So he's made his play. Victor's going to think about it, send the cube, and we'll see what Kazuki figures out at this score. 3 away, 7 away. Yeah, it's very scary to take gammonish positions. I'm not sure I'd find this, though. It feels like there's a good amount of game played and with a racing lead, but it's going to be so hard to split and escape this prime from the ace point. We're like out of time and so impure against just much better structure, so we have a borderline take-pass decision here. Easy take for money and kind of borderline cube, but okay, good find for Kazuki. That's a pretty challenging adjustment there. Hard to have like a good reference for exactly how bad that position is, just for regular money. 5-4 gonna play 2 down, okay. (4-1), we're not gonna split into stacks, I don't think, so yeah, sure, down in distribution seems pretty nice. With the better board, he's looking like he's in pretty good shape. Victor needs some more improvement before he'll have another aggressive early cube. Making the bar point looks nice, has a ton of material in the zone. Needs to make another board point before that's too scary. And Kazuki gonna have the rack first. I think he's looking at making the bar point instead. Why would we switch and give up the 8 when we could just make the next best board point? That seems much nicer, yeah. Sees that his opponent doesn't have 6s, I guess, so kind of wants to restrict mobility that way. Solid idea. Ace-5 with the racing lead against this much better of a board. Maybe we got to think about just 24-18. We're just so out of time on the front. What else are we going to play? Just like 9-3? Ugh. Yeah, I think decides he's going to split for sure. And if he splits, then what other fives does he have? I don't see it. I think just 24 to 18. Oh, look at this. 9 to 4 is an option. Why would that... Why would that be better? I guess we threaten to make a board point in there. Maybe the sixes are so... It seems like Kazuki can play most of his sixes, so I don't really see the problem with being out on the bar point. Strategically, just makes way more sense to me. I'm surprised these are all so close. But there must be some tactical reason for it. I guess when our opponent hits on the bar point, they bring another checker into the zone for the attack on Kazuki's side. So staying back on the 23 gets attacked on the offensive side least. But I don't see... I guess this allows him to kind of split with that hit a lot of the time too. This feels like the natural play though. I'd be surprised if he found anything else. Really surprised, and really honestly surprised to see it come up as an option anyway. Two's going to hit. Very strong. 5 down for another checker in the zone. And Victor under a lot of pressure here, even at 3-way. I'm not sure what the cube action would be here, but it's, I mean, on a fan, it looks like a pretty dominated position. 2-4. Do we want to leave the ace up on the midpoint and at least have another point? Sure, sure. We make a 4 prime. And Victor in a lot of trouble. This feels like a cube for sure for money, but too early at the score. Okay, yeah, still very takeable. So hits, sends the thirds checker back behind the prime and makes a 5 prime. And now Victor really under it. Ace 6 would have been one of his worst. And this is worth thinking about now. Okay, deuce 6, not a lot better. I guess just 8 to 2. And what is this now? This feels worth considering claiming for sure. If it might be too good at normal scores or something like this, I think it can still be a cashable type position at 3 away, 6 away with the gammon threats and everything. There's enough win you can take too. Okay, 55 too good, so still pretty close. But you never know. This can be like a tempting kind of thing for someone to take at scores like this. So I would favor sending and seeing what Victor wants to do with it, but I'm sure Victor would just hate this position enough to let it go. So we're clearly very too good now. 5-3, we're going to get some mobility, and what's our best 3? Oh, he's going to anchor instead. Okay. I would have been looking at the 5 first and then figure out, yeah, and so he can slot actually with it. But just continuing all the way is fine as well. 2-1. I think we want to get up. Ooh, what is our best game here? We could go for a back game. We could get up to the edge. Coming in on the 23 and hitting loose seems kind of nice too. All viable. Okay, they're all reasonably close. But Victor finds the best of it again, making the 22 point is the biggest improvement he can make in this position. And for that reason, I think Kazuki should certainly hit with the 5 on the 3. And does he want to switch and make it as well, leave those returns from the bar? I think having the board point is worth more, and we still have the 6 prime slotted. We're not so sad when our opponent hits back, and we have a lot of returns from the bar, but we do give up our solid 5 prime, so could be the wrong idea. And yeah, it is slightly better to keep the prime and just hit loose off the edge. Okay, okay. Very close. Just seems very strong for gammons to make the board point and hope our opponent fans a little bit at a time. And he's looking at a quiet play where he just doesn't hit at all, too. That just seems... I don't know why we want to give him the mobility and the opportunity to improve his position like this. Sure, sure. Hitting and playing down to the 9 seems okay as well, except that it's 10,000 blots, so maybe not. It seems like he's leaning towards just making the board point. Oh, yeah. Actually, 13 to 9 was best, even despite the blots. No big mistakes possible, though, and he's rewarded for that play. So the next piece, I think, is hitting off the ace. Can't let him make an ace point or make the back game. We want to try to close him out and win some gammons, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Oh, this is actually a small mistake at the score, though. Okay. Interesting. Should play a little quieter. 6-2, going to recover. Not too big, though. And, I don't know, sure, just down in case our opponent enters and hops out at some point. We're just trying to bring checkers home now. No pressure to make the 8 or the bar point, really, unless our opponent enters very quickly. Now there's a little more. Could buy a little time with that, but really just want to escape that 20-point checker the most. So I think it's better to come out with that and leave the 2-6 from the bar. But he could make the 7-point as well, another option. Trying to help him bring home and leave basically no shots that way. I guess 2 still does some offense, but at least we have 2 blots consolidated. So sure, some outfield point seems fine. What do we have here? Yeah, okay. Victor gonna find double 2s. Ooh, that would have been bad to be back for. Okay, good thing he escaped what he could. So sure, he's gonna slot both points and decide which one he wants to make. Yeah, I mean, just making the better point seems pretty strong. Maybe distribution's actually a little bit better after some other thing there. Okay. 2-1, gonna make the 8 points, even though we have to clear it later, I think. Well, we could just come in too. It does seem like an option. Interesting. Yeah, why let our opponent escape with 6s though? Makes the 3 points, so Victor a little more ready for contact if he should roll some sort of 5 fly shot. 5-4 can come around and make the 9, or he can clear the point. Sure, why not consolidate blots coming around? Seems strong. Not that he needs the 9 point, but it should be an easier point to clear later. It's just like a nice way to get the checkers closer to home with no risk. Nothing quite reaches that back blot now. 4-3 should start another board point and bring a checker in. Sure, sure. 6-4. I think this is just going to come in from the 14. Why not 14-4? Could clear the 9 as well, but I mean, we're starting to, we don't want that checker to get stranded out on the 14 if our opponent hops out somehow and we miss, things like that. Ace covering for sure, and then why not 3 in as well? I don't really see anything that we're saving by staying out. 2-1 for Kazuki. Oh, this is awkward. I guess just 9-6 is fine. It's going to give up a 5-2. But we don't want to bury behind or anything like this. Not so. Oh, we should actually. 4-1's okay. Very interesting. Even though the play wins more and wins more gammons, I guess the cube leverage has something to do with it. Can't afford to give up those turnarounds. 1-1. Do we want to... Now we might take a risk at just clearing 8-6 and leave 5-2 and 6-1. Other play is probably 9-5. But that 8 point can be a problem to clear, sure. Why not all the way to the 5? I guess... Does he have sets that play better? Not sure. Yeah, if we're not going to clear the 8, 9-5 seems like a very nice candidate. And the 8 a little easier to clear a lot of the time than the 7 anyway. 3-2 clears nicely. Okay. Suki threatening a lot of gammons here. Victor needs 6s and 5s to get moving. 6-4, nice shot for that. Should save a lot of gammons. Still losing a gammon almost a third of the time. Checker off and a spare on the 3 looks really nice. Looks like great distribution. Kazuki does need to peel somewhat aggressively to win the gammon, but there is some score play in there, kind of counteracting that and making sure he wins, but I think he'll err on that side. This is just going to go to the ace, sure, okay. Gets a checker home, but not a very efficient use of 12 pips, so not his best. What can this do? I think 2s are supposed to clear, so I can't imagine playing 6-4, 3 off for some reason, but what else is there? Both of them to the 3 looks awkward as well. Maybe 6-4, 3 off is our best, sure. I don't want to leave an inner gap by playing from the 5. Yeah. Oh, 6 to ace is a candidate too. I didn't really think about that. Looks like he's going to find the best play here as well. Gonna think about, oh, he's just gonna go for 5 off and avoid that weird stack. Okay. 5-3, 5s and 6s great for Victor. He just gets moving. Very nice roll. 6-1. Does this, ooh, this could have been clearing. Now it's gonna take 2 checkers off. Guess it leaves him a little more structure in front of Victor. Probably helps with the gammon some. They're dropping, though, as Victor keeps finding mobility. Going to play all the pips outside and try to reduce that risk as much as possible. The board's good enough. Doesn't need to improve it to win after the shot quite yet. 4-1 can't clear the 6, so I think we're just taking 2 checkers off again. Six one. We have to waste some pips to not run. I don't see any attacking threats, so sure. Yeah, let's just come out from the 23. It might feel like only 2 or 3 pips to play 10 to 4, 3 to 2, prepare our board, but that could be the difference here. I think it's pretty important to get moving there and spend all the pips efficiently. Yeah, not a huge difference in gammons, but there is one for sure. Staying back is going to lose more, going to win more games, but... Oh, and he's going to find that play and go for the wins. I think probably score pushing him in that direction again. 4-3. Ooh, that's going to have to clear the 4 first. Okay, things are getting a little bit awkward for Kazuki. I don't think that was any better had Victor just left too, so whatever, 6-1 going to be forced to go now. And definitely some contact value now. Kazuki can think about the cube, but I think it's just still too good. Oh, only a hair though. Totally reasonable to pass this and not deal with these losses when things get ugly. I guess he's going to count through the numbers and try to figure out how often he leaves a game-losing shot, how often he's actually winning a gammon here, if he can put that up to a quarter of the time. That's pretty hard, and he's just going to go for the claim. Victor's going to pass it. Okay. Both players still playing an outstanding match so far. But they're getting in some time trouble with a decent amount of match length left still. 6 away, 2 away. Could be a lot of games to play at under 2 on the clock and under 4 for Kazuki. 2 down. Definitely the play when you're trailing like this in the score. Victor not going to need too much advantage to send the cube. This might be enough at like 4 away, 2 away, 6 away, 2 away. Probably not, but it's getting reasonable. 4 away, 2 away, a little more sensitive. The gammons aren't quite worth as much here as they are at that score where they win the match. They just get you to an even score line. But he's going to pause to think about it, and I wouldn't fault the cube here by any means, especially with the clock where it is. So he's going to send. I like this. Buy himself a little time. Easy take for Kazuki. And 1-1. I think it's going to... We can split, make the 9, and make the 5. That seems like a lot of good things where hitting on the 20 is just 1 and leaves a lot of return shots. Okay, we can actually make 8s. Oh, yeah, fly shots, then we don't mind. We can make the prime instead. That's very nice because the Blasier board. So they're all indirects that would hit in the outfield, so we can play a little bit looser and not fear being hit there with the blot on the 5 point. He'd be so much more likely to cover that anyway. So Victor's going to look at that, but it feels very nice to just make another point, keep both points. 4-4 is going to cover, and it can point on ahead. I guess what else do we have? All right. And 1-5. Okay, a little bit of safety for Victor. And 5 down. What else is there? Both under some pressure to get those back checkers moving. Similar timing. So Kazuki, though, seeing on this cube, like splitting seems very scary here. I think probably just playing 2 in makes a lot of sense, and see if we can wait on Victor to be the first one to go. But 11 checkers poised in the zone, ready to attack with not much better of a board seems like a little too much. And that's where Victor wants to play next roll anyway. He doesn't have room anywhere else unless he plays from the back. So I think getting checkers ready to pounce makes a lot of sense. And look, oh my gosh, we should split. This is a hard find. They're very close, but 11 to 6, 8 to 5 just looks like very nice distribution to make it super hard for our opponent to split next roll again. Yeah, the counter argument, we clean up a blot and almost out of time. What is, yeah, 13 to 10 just looks weak. I don't know why we'd split them, or like strip the mid there when I like the distribution for some reason after 6 and 5. But he's going to look at the split too. This is sharp. Realizes that it must be a really compelling game plan before the board gets any better. I mean, if Victor makes another point, then he really can't split. So this can often be the last chance. It's very reasonable to think about it here. When you've got a kind of blitzing structure, a lot of times you have to get your back checkers moving quicker. There the clock ticks down to under 2 though. So I think maybe we are going to get that exciting end here. I'm looking forward to it. I might have to skip around during through the video too to figure out how that's resolved, because I think they do have to figure out, get some sort of ruling if I remember right. We'll see. Okay, gonna play in and down. Small inaccuracy there, but not too bad. I guess it does look like it builds best next roll. 6-5, just gonna run a checker. Great shot for Victor. Finds all kinds of flexibility, and but a little less pressure on Kazuki to split the back men now. He can just focus on that single checker, try to attack it. Make a priming point like he did. 5-5. No such luck escaping. This is going to make a great 4-point board for Victor, though, which is going to make it really hard for Kazuki to attack now. Going to have to roll pretty perfect. Looks way too scary to split here, there, too. 4-2, rolling forward. That's a pretty nice shot for him. Victor just looking to hop out, hit whatever he can do there. 4-1, no such luck. So just to checker down seems great. Why not stack it up on the 8? Don't see any reason to leave the fly shots. It doesn't really seem like it's helping him build anything. So just staying out there. I'm not sure what that accomplishes, but they're close. I guess it probably gives him safer 6s next time. That must be it. Scary to have to play a 6 to the deuce. So he's going to go for that tactical flexibility. 6-3 misses. Does it have to run, though? I don't know if he can afford to. Maybe it keeps the prime in front, so he has to. This is not a pleasant play to have to make with like very little time on the clock. Yeah, 24 to 15, and we just have to rely on our priming structure. White has, Kazuki has a prime, and Victor doesn't have as much of one. We're at the edge of it, where Victor's not. So, yeah, I guess that calls for it, but 2 down seems very reasonable. I mean, look at all the gammons that we give up here. This is, at the score particularly, a very scary play to have to make. Giving up an extra 10%, we win some more gammons ourselves. Just the quiet, simple waiting play feels more attractive when gammons are one way like this. We'll see if he can find it. That's tough. I'm sure if he saw the numbers and knew he won 7% more games this way, then he'd have an easy time making this even at the score. But quite scary. We'll see what he comes up with. Hard to weigh these differences. Okay. And he's down to 30 seconds on the clock now? Oh, yeah, we're getting down there. Spent it on a tough one, reasonable. Wasn't able to find the best play, but it's okay. I think we want to play 2 down here. But containment's an idea, too. 6s that get the run are looking a little stronger now, so maybe that was the idea, actually. Looks like we had a small error there. 13-4, yeah, so he should keep one back in case he runs with like 6-3 and things like that, more returns. 6-1. Can he afford to split here? I really don't think so. He's just going to slot and try to find the time to escape that way. If he can make a 6 prime, it's a lot easier. So sure, go for it. And he's missed, so he is rewarded for that one play. And we'll see if he can capitalize on it with a cover and some sort of splitting roll. 6-5 or 6-5, not very good for Victor. Can't roll the deuce to hit. This is 3 what? I can't see what the die is. 3-4 maybe? 3-3 it must be. And yeah, so just attacking to buy time to escape makes a lot of sense. Needs a fan from Victor really bad. And if he can get that, he's in good shape, though. 2-4 misses. Okay. And 4-1 is going to cover and split. Ooh, great shot for Kazuki. Very in strong shape to win the match here. Victor going to get the time back on his clock very quickly. 4-3, not so good, but he has just enough room to play it. Really needs a 6-5 or 6 or a 5 to get those checkers moving. 6-1 is a funny crack. 5-2 is a good one. All right, that buys a lot of time. Ooh, that takes it all away again. Gonna leave a shot while he does it too. No choice. Wow. See if Victor can find a 6 here. And he does. Wow, okay. Hits there, and then any reason to hit again? I don't think so. I think the checker's where it needs to be. Let's just get moving around to the outfield and wait. I think. No, he should hit twice. Wow, okay, okay. I'm off on that one. Interesting. Ace-3, okay. With the 5-point board being in the air hurts a little bit, so kind of surprised by that. Maybe we'd rather just let Kazuki crack, I thought. And he fans. Let's see if Kazuki can enter and get moving again. I guess this is a fine way to get him to crack, too. 2-5. Oh, beautiful shot for Kazuki. Back out to the bar point, back in the driver's seat. Victor needs to enter with that 6 quickly. And he does again, okay. Looks like 8-3 is the automatic play. But, yeah, 14 might be more coverage, but okay. Kazuki, 5-2. Just going to get moving from the back. Oh, he doesn't have to come in direct range, but he would break his board to stay back, so I feel like he kind of needs to. 5-3 is better to reduce shots, though. I mean, it just feels like such a liability to have another blot and board here that I would volunteer the direct as well. They're very close. 3-2. That's going to hit. Okay, nice shot for Victor. Both of them down really low on the clock. This is exciting. 2-5, right back out to the bar again. Okay, nice shot. Lots of hitting numbers. Now Victor will be happy to hit on the ace loose to buy time with anything as well. Did he just miss everything? Wow, where does this come from? I guess 14-8 to clean up and then, oh, all the way in. Maybe I would have played 19-16 with it. I don't know. 1-1. Okay, that's a nice cracker. What can we do with this? Do we want to advance one? Yeah. Interesting. I'm not sure what that gains. 5-4, 5-2 seems reasonable to me, too. Why do we want to step up and be attacked where our opponent wants to make a point? I guess there's some ace duplication, could be part of it. The 2 is going to hit loose for sure. Only 5 really is 19-14. Looks great. Kazuki needs to hit from the roof again. Spending a lot of time shaking here with not a lot of bang time. Any fans? Okay. 6-4, going to cover. And then I guess the 6 has to come down. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to like slot with it. But it could provide a lot of freedom to Kazuki when he enters with any of his 2s. No such luck. Okay. Victor threatening a lot of gammons here. Ace deuce, that's going to continue that idea well. And splitting 8-6 for maximum chance of closeout. Wow, Kazuki was close to winning this match. And now I think he's likely to lose a gammon to go to a DMP game, basically. Very exciting, and both of them have to play it on really limited clock time. Yeah, 7-4 seems like best distribution. 6s will leave a shot, but not too bad. 2-6 needs that next roll. Let's see what Victor comes up with. Is it going to be an easy ride home or a hard ride home? 3-1, easy ride home. Closes him out. And quite a few gammons in this position. I don't know if he's quite the favorite to win one yet, but yeah, he's going to play a little bit aggressive with the busted board, too. 2-1. Yeah, what's our best of this? 6-3? Yeah, he's, again, just got to play something like that to stay high to try to take checkers off and win a gammon, being just under 50%. 6-3, okay. Kazuki wants to enter quickly and save that gammon. Probably better than thinking about wins here. I think he'd rather enter. And chances for Victor to leave a shot here for sure. And the 3-up is good, though. 3-3. Can we peel 4 of them for the gammons? Yeah, we have to. It's the only play that makes us a favorite to win a gammon. Very fast find for Victor. Not a lot of time to think about it. 6 enters. Things looking good for Victor. Likely to leave a shot here, but it might be the last chance. And likely to win a lot of gammons when it doesn't get hit. Aces, what can this do? This could switch and take 2 off. Hope our opponent enters high again, or we can just Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me, but okay, just clearing's pretty strong too. 4 to 3, 1 off. Yeah, that's what he finds. Okay. Spend some clock time again. 4-5 is going to maintain a little bit of contact. Wow. I think they have like about 30 seconds of bank time together. 6 off, 2 to 1, only play pretty much. 18 seconds and 17 seconds. What a sweat. This is going to save all the gammons just running, I think. So, yeah, he's going to get to the 6 point and play out to the 17. Sure, looks good. 5-5. Oh, never mind. Going to need a set to save it. And 2-2. Is that enough? Not quite enough. Okay. Resigns a gammon. And we're moving on to DMP. We'll see if they play it that way. Not everyone plays two-away with an automatic cube, like I advise in my book. It's always technically okay. Not always a mistake to wait, but sure simplifies the game if you just send it at your first chance no matter what. And yeah, let's see how this goes now. Time bank. Both with time pressure, I think they both kind of have equivalent incentive to send the cube immediately. Kazuki going to be the first one to wait, though. Okay, he's going to hit. Victor not in a rush either. Okay, this just looks like a nice splitting roll. Yeah, out to the 22 seems good. Interesting, we should slot with it. Maybe there's some good fours that are playing on the other side of the board. Makes a board point. Very nice. 6-5. Is it running from the front or the back? He says from the front to not get attacked. Okay, seems quite reasonable. 4-1. This could make the 9 point. I don't see what else there is. He's going to think about a tempo hit on the ace or splitting or what? Okay. Making use of all of his bank to think about it every time, too. Trying to keep himself at the right pace in this game. Escape for Victor, very strong. Okay. And yeah, with like a high, it's like a 32% take point. I don't even talk about this in my book because I have an easier way to solve it, which is just to send before that's a question. Similar to the post-Crawford trick, you know? You can just always take then or something. Oh, he's going to split out to the bar point. Okay, interesting, interesting. Yeah, 13 to 8 felt pretty natural down in the race. Victor has to have a cube here. Doesn't send it, though. Okay, so he's going to miss a small one. Hit and one down. I think maybe he's trying to find the way to take advantage of the time pressure the most he can, which is to kind of keep him in the game. So not a big miss to get that. 4-1. But of course, he's going to stay in the game if he sends it anyway, so I'm really not sure what the thought is there. With all these checkers in the zone, he's going to anchor up, and Victor's going to send the cube, and we're going to have a tough one. Was this nearly too good? Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense because he can get a cube in. And Kazuki has a difficult pass to find, and with no time on the clock left, what's he going to do? Wow, he has lost his market with his 22-pip race. We'll see if Kazuki can figure this out. He passes. Wow. Nice find. That's a huge pass. A lot of pressure on the to make that decision. And this is, I guess, what Victor was looking for. Didn't have to leak a lot of equity to do it either. But it feels like it'd be nice to just be playing the match out for this too. So, but he plays for the clock. I think, I don't know. Could be he just didn't think he had a cube yet too. But it feels like an adjustment to me. Gammon go, we're slotting for sure. Kazuki has the gammon go position. Victor gammon save. 4-4. Great start for him. Going to make the anchor, which is going to get rid of all the gammons, take advantage of the race, make the 9. Huge start. Very strong. 4-2 is going to... Is this the double split? We could play 23 and 20. Okay, he's going to enter high instead and play behind. Doesn't have much time to think about it. Just 5 seconds on the bank. What is this going to do? Yeah, 23 and 20 a little bit better, but that's fine. Aces, yeah, we tend to make the point on head instead of hitting loose when we would only have 1 spare left. 2, we're under a lot of pressure to split in this kind of position, so he stays back and keeps his anchor instead. Once our opponent has a high anchor, we need one too to counter-fight that. Is Victor ready to hit? I'm not sure. He's going to go for it with both. Okay. That's surprising. Yeah, sitting on the anchor seems strong. Oh, he could have made the bar point is probably what the play is, huh? Let's look at that. Yeah, that looks really solid. That's the kind of play he makes too, but again, both under time pressure, easy to miss things and just, like, make make obvious seeming plays. Wants to make sure he gets a play off more than anything. I think we're pointing on head here. That has to be the instinct when we're playing this fast. No, though. Okay. He sees that he can just kind of clean up. Yeah, this is the DMP type play to just play simple. Don't worry about attacking. It just wins more gammons. Making the 20 point seems huge here. I'm not sure since we need a lot of contact to win, but oh, wow. Here it is. This is the play. And he hits illegally. Yeah, this was it. And there was some controversy. Okay, so he just lets him. He thinks that he can hit, sees that it's illegal, and force him to fix it. And I'm going to pause there for a second, actually. So I remember what happened. There was some talk about it after about it. Like Victor had the video of this and talked about what the ruling should be. And if you make that illegal play, there's something about like I think he has to run his bank down and find a play on the actual like or run the delay down and make the play on his actual bank time. And it seemed like he could have lost on time potentially if he went for that ruling. But it felt pretty natural there. I mean, I think I would do exactly what Victor did in that spot too. And just like, I mean, he seemed like he made a mistake and made an illegal play there. And I would let him just correct it too, you know, without going, I don't know. That's a crazy one. That's a nice ruling if you never learned about that one. But yeah, let's see how this plays out now. All right, 6-3 is going to make the 5 point pretty strong. Yeah, 1 second on there. So it's not clear he would have been able to get the playoff in time, you know? He would have had to really scramble. So it's strong chance that he loses the match on that. It's hard to move before checkers that quickly, you know? And now he's just got to make a lot of instant plays regardless. And I think he ends up winning the match here. I don't know. Man, what a crazy thing to happen. I guess, too, there's... All right, we'll see how it goes from here. 5-3 feels like mobility. I think just 23 is where I'm playing, but he better find a play. Jeez, yeah, okay. He's cutting it close. When I get in time pressure, I just like to, I mean, losing on time is an absolute disaster. You just can't afford to let that happen. So, I mean, you can leak a little equity finding a weaker play, but the priority is to make a play. Just playing around from the 15 seems great. How about we do that? Yeah. He's using all of his banks still. Wants to play for the contact, though. It seems like the best way to win the game. I think that makes some sense. 3-1 can just make a point, sure. Develop some checkers that are sitting awkwardly in stacks. 4-1, I think, is going to just... I still think it should come around. Yeah, and it should have last time as well. And he's going to slot along with it. This seems strong. Okay. And yeah, Kazuki comfortable enough to manage this 1 second on the clock, though. So if you know you can do it without timing out, then you should go for it. You know, barring that ruling, that could have actually lost him the match on this one. That's an interesting one. One that I wasn't aware of before this either. Ace is simple to the 7. Okay. Six three. Can this... no points to be made. This is how it happens? Is this how it happens? Wow. Has to leave the ace out there. The 6 is in it. Wow. And gammons are alive for sure. Covers and comes in for a cover. Very nice shot there. See what Victor does here. Really needs to hit. Prevent himself from being closed out. Those 3-6 is a great shot. Wow. Okay. Hits with tempo, and Kazuki needs a 4 from bar to keep this going. 5-3, no such luck. Why not just slot with it, I guess? Sure, sure. Having enough bank time to play those 6s is actually kind of a problem when you get into speed gammon situations, too. 4-4, oh, beautiful shot. Okay. Is it? I guess it's just going to stack up the 4. That's a little bit awkward, so you can still leave a shot here. But those 4 checkers outside were going to be a decent amount of gammons. Yeah, Kazuki going to enter deep for the contact. Very reasonable. And how are we going to get another shot here? Are they going to play another DMP game after this, too? I don't see a lot of gammons in this position. Oh, 3s is awkward. This could be a way to happen. If he crashes bad enough. Okay, covers with the 4, 5 around. Seems like a solid play. Victor actually made a small error with those 3s. Okay, interesting. 4-3, just plays to the ace, quiet-like. And he's going to find some sort of disaster here, huh? What is the disaster? You guys see it yet? Just in seems fine. Yeah, yeah. Please don't time out. Some sort of 6, I guess. 1-1. Oh, no. He's going to roll a beauty. So I guess we're going to, yeah, make the deuce for sure. And how about 8-6 while he's on the bar? 8-7 with 2, fine. Okay, we don't need to leave any fly shots from the roof. 4-3. What's the disaster now? I don't know. 2-1, not great. Probably has to leave a shot. 8-6 was a mistake last time. He can just, okay, yeah, ace in and then 4-2 makes sense to me. I don't think we can afford to just play to the ace so stiff. Wow, 5-2 is going to hit. Okay. No, there's no gammon in this game. Come on. They're going to play another game? Wow. What a wild match. I was busy commentating. I didn't even get to see it. I only heard about the end of it, where like the clock out and he should have had an opportunity to make some sort of ruling. 6-5 is going to cover and come around. Oh, he does have some gammons here if he can get Victor to enter and crack. There's a little bit of vig of that. Okay, ace-5 is a huge start to that. And 5-4, I don't, does he want to hit yet? I wouldn't have thought so. I think we want to, okay, yeah, sure. Comes back in. I would have thought we want to just wait back and let him crack first. But apparently not. I think he does want to leave that checker on the front and get recirculated. I guess, yeah, having a checker there and getting hit with the ace is probably the best way to get him to crack, because then you can spend some time on the roof. Sure, 2-6, okay. Victor happy to just stay up and get closed out and try to lose a single. 4-3 in, sure. Looks great. Needs that ace from Victor now. Ace, almost anything is going to crack, right? Ace, no, the one non-cracker. Very nice. 6-5 switching 2 to ace. Okay, there's going to be a lot of crackers next time, though. And, yep, Kazuki fans as he needs to. 6-2, that'll do it. 5-3. Kazuki looking for a 5 to send that second checker back, maybe win the gammon. 4-3, no such luck. And 2-6 going to clean up. Okay, that's a great number for Victor. Survives one roll, wants Kazuki to just enter. Kazuki doesn't oblige. 3s are the crackers now. 2s and aces are still safe for a while. And 3-6, ouch. Okay. Next chance for Kazuki on this one. 5-4, he hits it. Hits them both. Goes for the closeout right away, too. Not going to let Victor anchor there. And yeah, there's some gammons here now. This could be how it ends. 6-3 is going to cover, and from the back, why not? In either's fine. Both are high points. Once again, just don't time out. 3-2, sure, let's play to high points, try to win gammons. I like it. 6-6, going to leave a shot. You can take 2 checkers off. This is the way you win gammons once again, though, as long as you can fade this shot. Even if you get hit, you got some chances. You can just come back around. Okay, looking really good now. Gammon chances must be very high. 2 from the back and then 2 off. What do we need to do here? Yep. Doesn't have much time to think about it. And 2-1 is going to fan. Okay. Some aces leave shots. Not that, though. He's going to clear. I think that's got to be right. Could have taken 2 off as well, but I guess that would have probably been pretty awkward. Let Victor in on double deuces, for example. Doesn't get him a roll closer. This appears to just take 1 off, I think, but it could clear from the back. It doesn't get a roll closer. So, oh, he clears the point. Okay, nice find there. I'm not sure I was looking at that play. 4-5, enters with 2. Okay. What are our chances now? 4-1, taking 2 off. Very nice. Yeah, favorite to win a gammon now. What a crazy end to this match. 4-4. Ooh, that could save a lot of them. Under a quarter of the time that he's going to win now. Plays them all from the rear. Totally reasonable. 5-1. 2 off. Okay. Victor just needs to avoid a disaster to get one more game out of this. 3-1, pretty bad. That's going to bring it up to a third of the time now. And instantly finds the 13-9. Very good. 5-3 avoids the deuce gap, but he had a miss to spare anyway. High roll that gets both checkers in would be pretty huge for Victor here. That's going to do a lot of it anyway, though. Doesn't have much time to calculate numbers, but this seems pretty natural. A 5-4 can miss next time, but not much else, I don't think. 3-5 going to take 2 off. Is he going to find the 5-4? Lose the match on that or something? Oh my gosh. What a wild game this is. 6-3, going to save the game, and they're going to play another one. Wow. Oh, man. What an exciting match this is. We picked a good one. All right, DMP with 1 second against 8 seconds. No stress. And with that bank, too, playing a 2.04 Kazuki is against Victor's 3.07. That's really strong stuff. Very sharp match by both. Wow, he's going to really take his time thinking about this split here. Guess orienting himself in the match and getting used to using the whole bank. Seems to help him with his rhythm. I think that makes some sense. 5 in, or we're hitting for sure, and then the 5 can come down. Yeah. Standard. 4-2. This can cover the outfield point, so why not make an asset? Sure, sure. (3-1). This is, we're going to split and make the bar point. Okay, okay. Doesn't want to leave the double shot. Making the 5 always seems worth considering. Yeah, slightly better there. 2-1 can just anchor. Okay. Victor going to get in a solid, confusing positional game with even races. I like this. 4-4 going to make a blocking point for sure. And then what can the rest do? I guess just run. We're kind of out of time. Oh, he's going to make the 5 with it. Interesting. Oh, he's going to use the rest of his... Wow, down to 3. Okay. Sees it in time, though, that he just doesn't have time and it looks too awkward. 6-5. What can this do? Just play behind? Sure, this is the speed gammon play. I don't think we know that we want to run for sure, and we're still down in the race. 5 what? 5-4. Okay. Gets to make an outfield point. And Victor in the driver's seat. Small advantage here. Going to make some board points here for Kazuki, I think. Making the 4 and the deuce and... Oh, the 4 and the 4 and the 7? Okay. Yeah, I would have had to leave a shot or bury something otherwise. Makes some sense. 6-2 is going to clear from the midpoint, okay, without leaving any direct shots. Just that indirect 6-1. 3-2 can make the 5 point. Let's do that, sure. 5-2. Ooh, how do we play this safe? We can play the 2 up and, yeah, the 5 behind. That looks nice. Lots of flexibility from there. 1-1 can cover the deuce. It can advance the anchor, too. The race is close enough that I think it's worth doing, yeah. I like that play. 2 from the 6, why not? 4-1 is going to play in 7-3 and 2-1. Yeah, he's going to want to sit on that prime in front as long as he can, if he can, and Kazuki just going to zoom by with 5s and escape, and in good position now, but Victor was still with plenty of racing chances in this game. Kazuki would be happy to clear safely, and not so much after the 2-1. Does he want to make a board point? It's bad for the race. Maybe 6-5-4 is better. Yeah, I kind of like that play. And super even race. 6-1. Going to cover and play in 7-6. Yep, still got to think about that race quite a bit, but has some contact to play for as well. 6-2. Can we give up the 10 point? It's helping us clear a little bit, but yeah, everything else is going to play very deep and be bad for the race. So next thing to go, Victor doesn't necessarily have time to sit on it anyway. Double 6 is going to solve that problem. 1 coming in from the back and 1 playing to the deuce. Okay, I like that. Good distribution play. Huge advantage for Victor. 4 down, 2 in. Sure, sure. Okay. Still some racing life for Kazuki, though. Money passed, so he must be under 20% here, and not catching up in the race the way this is going either. So looking bad for him. Going to need a set. 6-3, not too bad. 3 in from the rear, sure, sure. This is 5-1. Okay, 2 checkers in. Victor should be the first to bear off. Could have played for distribution there, looks like. Okay, never mind. Kazuki will be. Takes 1 off, 6-3. Yeah. And it is close now. Still an advantage for Victor. Needs to avoid fives here. Two checkers off. Threes can get bad quickly too, with the way his structure is set up. Many fours he needs. 2-1. Not so bad. Take two checkers off. Okay. Not a lot of pips though, but still decent advantage. 2-1. One off for Kazuki as well. Always fun when matches come down to like a sweat like this, just who's going to roll better. Played so hard for so long to get to this moment where it's just up to the dice gods. 6-3, I'm pretty sure. Why not? Keep them high. Make your threes play better next time. That's the natural place for your threes to go when you don't have a checker on the three, which is why being short on the six and unstacked on the three can be a problem too. So this ace is actually very nice for Victor. Be able to fix that a little bit. Yeah, he gets to fill in the 2-point Kazuki does with the deuce. Everything's looking pretty smooth, but still behind in the race. Victor doesn't do much there. Oh, he's going to take it off the 4. Maybe 6-5 could be a play too. Saves the 3. 5-5. Wow, okay. And new favorite. Victor going to get a little extra shake after that. Ooh, do we have a new favorite again? Nope, still an underdog. Okay. Yeah, he's a roll behind, clearly. 1-1, pretty good. Going to take two checkers off, and then what else? 6-5, I think? Why not? Two one. Oh, what a whiff for Victor. That's a tough one. Kazuki a big favorite now. 4-2 only takes off one checker though, so gives Victor a little bit of hope here. I'm rolling just like 6-5-4 combos to get off in a natural 2. Possible, possible. 5-1, not a good start. How do we maximize sets here? This gets 4s. I think we had 4s anyway. Sure. 2-1. Our opponent can also miss again. So Kazuki takes the favorite to be off in 1, only by 1 roll. Victor must have pretty good chances here if he takes one off, though. Oh, but he's not going to be the favorite to take a checker, to take both off, even when Kazuki misses. So probably like under a quarter here. And that'll do it. Kazuki going to do the work on his own. What an exciting match. Finishing out at some pretty amazing PRs there. Wow, that one was fun. I'm glad I watched that. They had some really interesting decisions along the way. Really well played match by both. Don't often see 3 seconds bank and 1 second bank in the end there. Maybe I should be quiet in case they're talking a little bit here while it ends out. I turned my sound off on my side, but I'm going to pause that instead. I think you can catch the actual match in their dialogue if there was any afterward. Maybe some spectator had some opinion about it too or something like that. But yeah, what a cool match. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. Go ahead and move that out again. So just a reminder too, if you did, watch out for these more often on Mate's channel. Subscribe to Backgammon News. You should be able to find the videos that I post. Hopefully we'll have a playlist that you can get to easily soon too. Subscribe to my YouTube channel too if you want to see me do like play and explains and talk about what I'm thinking while I go through WBIF matches. I think I'm in round 18 or 19 for that now or something like that. 18. So I'm deep, only 14 players left. That should be exciting. Got a lot of fun videos on my channel too, so come over there. Help me out with a Cypress if you can. And check out my book if you want to learn about adjusting the match play. I think it's really good and helping a lot of people out. I'll be back soon. Bye, everybody.